So good morning. Today and tomorrow NATO's foreign ministers will meet and address a wide range of issues of importance for our shared security. We will address Russia's destabilizing behavior. We recently saw how Russia used military force against Ukrainian vessels and arrested the ships and the sailors, and we call on Russia to immediately release the ships and the sailors. We are also concerned about the new Russian missile system, which puts the INF Treaty in jeopardy. It is urgent that Russia ensures full compliance in a transparent and verifiable way, because the INF Treaty is so important for our security. We will also discuss the challenges we see emanating from the south, our partnerships, how we work with the different countries in North Africa, Middle East, and also the training mission we have started in Iraq. We will also discuss Western Balkans, and we welcome the progress that Skopje is making, moving towards full membership of NATO. So this will be a meeting with a lot of substance and many important topics to be addressed.
What about Georgia? Can we hear some new messages about Georgia? And when we speak about Black Sea security, what would be the role of Georgia?
So we will meet the foreign minister of Georgia in a meeting later on today, and we will there express our strong support to Georgia and to the territorial integrity, to the sovereignty of Georgia, and allies also provide not only political support but also practical support to Georgia. So I look forward to the meeting, and I look forward to meeting the foreign minister of Georgia.
We'll go to the lady over here.
Can Ukraine expect help from NATO if Russia begin open attack to Ukraine?
All allies and NATO provides a strong political support and strong practical support to Ukraine. Ukraine is not a NATO member, but we strongly support Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and we also call on Russia to release the sailors and the ships they have detained or seized, and NATO allies will also continue to help to modernize and strengthen the Ukrainian armed forces. NATO is also helping with different trust funds on cyber, on command and control, and we also help to modernize the Ukrainian Navy. Then I think we also have to remember that because of the aggressive actions of Russia against Ukraine, illegally annexing Crimea, destabilizing eastern Ukraine, and now we also have seen what they tried to do in the Sea of Azov, NATO has implemented the biggest reinforcement of our collective defense since the end of the Cold War, with high readiness of our forces, with combat groups or battalions in the eastern part of the alliance, and allies are also now investing more in defense. So NATO allies are strengthening our collective defense as a direct response to what we have seen Russia has done against Ukraine.
As far as we know, tomorrow Afghanistan is going to be also discussed. Considering the regional dimensions of the peace process in Afghanistan and insecurity, is there any chance that NATO is going to contribute with Russia and Iran in order to create a foundation for a sustainable peace process in Afghanistan?
So NATO strongly support Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process, and therefore also welcome the initiative taken by President Ghani. We welcome the fact that we had a ceasefire this summer, and also the offer by Ghani to sit down with Taliban and have unconditional peace talks. NATO is there to create a foundation for a political solution. because we train, we assist, we advise the Afghan security forces, armed forces, to send a clear message to Taliban that they will never win on the battlefield, and so they have to sit down at the negotiating table and engage in real peace negotiations with the government. And of course we expect all powers, countries in the region, including Russia, Iran, to support this Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process and play a constructive role.
In the follow-up to this question, Secretary General, Afghans are concerned about, the negotiations with the Taliban, because they feel that, the achievements which were gained over the last 16, 17 years, they might be compromised. So, what kind of, how does a peace process look from the perspective of NATO, for example? What would be the red lines for NATO, regarding the peace talks with the Taliban?
We strongly believe in a political settlement and a peace process which is Afghan-led and Afghan-owned. And therefore, it's not for NATO to set specific red lines. It's for those who are sitting around the negotiating table. But we support the Afghans. We also welcome the progress we have seen in Afghanistan when it comes to women's rights, democracy, and we continue to provide support to the Afghan government to modernize its institutions and strengthen its democratic processes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you later on.
Yeah.
Thank you.